living in the past.
All About Comics wants to know, when is this show? This show is now. It's Blaster Stash episode 129.
Party starts when we get here.
When we get here. So I went through and oh my God, I am in prime form tonight. I wrote down all the books we read this week, 31 books in total. Now, we all didn't read those together. But man, 31 books in 1 week, that gives you some good information whether you want to go pick these books up or not. So, as always, we're going to start with Drew and your movie quote.
Yeah,
no movie quotes. New year, no quotes. Drew, you're up with your first book for the evening.
Fucking called it, God.
Well, if you would have said something in the off air, I wouldn't have done it.
All right, guys. Let's talk about a book that I didn't expect to enjoy, but I did very much, and that is the relaunch of Captain Marvel with Captain Marvel #1. Look at this beautiful Amanda Conner cover. I went a little nuts. Look at this Adam Hughes. Oh, my God. Carol is beautiful again. Look at this. I don't know who did this cover, but, man, it's pretty damn cool. And I also grabbed the Alex Ross. And I picked up that movie cover because I got a cover price, and who cares? But the interior of this book is great as well. The
art is pretty darn good. The story is pretty cool.
Your mic, Drew. You went crazy again. Well, let's just.
Yeah, what are we doing here, guys?
We can barely hear you now.
Fuck. Can you hear me at all now?
Now we can hear you.
Thank you. I like this book. I thought it was great. I like where it's going. I think Carol's back in a big way, and I'm excited. You should be too. Pick up Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel or whatever the hell they're calling her now. Better?
That's a little better, other than you're kind of blurry a little bit, but that's not nothing to do with your audio. Moving on to Joe was the other one who read that this week. What do you think of Captain Marvel?
So. I mean, I read it. It was okay. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It was an easy read. We got weird love affair going on. We got interdimensional travel to another world. We got friendships being rebonded with Spider-Woman, who looks kind of weird to me. I don't really like the way they did her up. But, I mean, reading-wise, it's a first issue. Could they have done something really cool with it? I'm sure they could have, but I think they're starting off slow, and they're going to focus more into this other dimension that Nuke Man blasted her into, and we're going to see what happens there. So I'm kind of holding my breath for those issues. But all in all, if you want to know what's going on, definitely pick it up. I mean, and Drew's absolutely right. The art in this is just that probably is what impressed me the most, was the art in this book. Beautiful covers. I was so mad I could only get that cover right there. But I got some people that are going to hook me up with some other variants for it. But, I mean, nothing really deep in this one. Just pretty comic book tropey and then dimensional. So I'm kind of hoping that that's where our story is really going to take place. So I'm excited about that.
Looks like they're maybe trying to ramp up for that Captain Marvel movie coming out. So we want to pump these out as quick as possible. Quick question on those other covers, Drew. Were those just standard cover price, or were they 1 in 10 or incentives, or
the Alex Ross, I believe, is a 1 in 25.
1 in 25.
Or a 1 in 50. I can't remember. And the Adam Hughes was an incentive cover, but I'm not quite sure what the numbers were on that. I saw it priced kind of all over the place. I saw some pre-orders for this going like $30, and I saw it priced at 2 different shops to 2 different levels, both below that. So, and who knows? I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it, because I got a couple.
You got a couple Adam Hughes?
Oh, yes, I did, sir. You keep your eyes on those auctions on All About Comics every other Wednesday, and maybe you might see some.
I might. Last time I didn't see anything worth buying from you. That's just me, though. Sorry.
Well, you know, you could be a picky Vicky. That's all right.
Moving on to Paul and your first book of the night.
I did read that book, but that's okay. We move on to Paul.
You did? I didn't see your name on the list. I apologize, Mike. Please
No,
tell
no,
us.
no,
Please
that's
grace
okay.
us. No. Now, we've already done this. Now we got to backtrack.
You know,
Mike,
you know
this is all
what's
about
more-
you.
You know what's more important than that fucking piece of crap book? I'm blasting it, by the way. 23 fucking people watching right now. We got Jason Smith, Pope Grimy, All About Comics, Funk Off, Chad from Comic Horse, Seawooder 19. Let's see who else is in here. Double S, you ain't getting my fucking calendar, bitch. Who else? Comic Spectre, and a whole bunch of others. Uncanny Kyle Walker. There's a lot of people in here. But we can move on to Paul now.
Are you sure? Do you
Moving
want to say
on.
anything
I
about that
think
book?
I'm good. Blasting it.
I didn't have your name down here. I apologize, Mike.
So before I do my book, I would like to point out that Dave said he had it all set up before this in the first fucking book. He screws it up.
Well, Mike didn't tell me he read the book, or blame it on the guy who's running the show.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah.
So my first book is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I went into it with little expectations. It's a Marvel book, but I actually rather liked it. The art was good, classic style. I like that they're kind of focusing on a street level, not doing the big, huge stuff with Spider-Man. It's just stuff going on in his neighborhood. I laughed out loud when the little girl tried to squish the spider on his chest. And plus, Petey got knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out for half an hour. I could have done without the boomerang underwear shot, but other than that, it was decent, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of it.
I can't find my copy.
Joe, what'd you think of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? Was he friendly? Was he neighborly?
I thought it was okay. Definitely, with so many Spider-Man titles out there, you can get a little lost. But this was good. It was a heartfelt story. He's back. Paul hit the nail on the head. More street level stuff. A lot more humor involved in it. Plus the Aunt May little deal at the end of it. That was kind of heart touching. Very powerful. But yeah, I liked it. Again, the little girl squashing him on the chest. I hope she grows up to be a villain someday. So this will be a $2 million book in the future. That would be awesome. But just heartfelt story. Peter Parker being Peter Parker, just a good neighbor. And of course, as always, whenever he's trying to do something good as Peter Parker, it bites him in the ass. And in this case, it did as well. And now he's got two little alien android kids to take care of. If I'm spoiling it for you, sorry, this book came out Wednesday. So I think that's going to be fun to watch the hijinks and that. I think this is going to be more comical based, and that's going to be fun. So yeah, good read. Definitely a stash.
Mike?
Yeah, definite stash. I think you guys said enough on it. The little girl squashing the spider was really the best part. That was pretty good. And then we learned that I guess Aunt May has cancer at the end, so that was kind of a downer. Got this cover right here. So stashing it. What is going on with this cover? What is he doing with his fingers? Why is there a heart?
I don't know. I noticed that too.
Art germ.
Yeah, it's an art term cover.
That's why.
Shout out to CR Comics to Toys who just joined us.
Yeah, so going through this book, the first of it, I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is more of a Peter Parker kind of story than more of a Spider-Man kind of story. And thought, okay, I can kind of deal with that. Maybe more on the Peter side of it, more of his personal life and stuff like that versus more of the action stuff that he deals with the Spider-Man. But I literally, when I got to the page, I sent you guys a picture and I said, I'm done. And that was the part when Boomerang, like, ooh, goodies undies, and I just couldn't take it. I'm not doing it again, Mike. That's a one per thing, and you have to watch and rewind to check that out. Okay.
I'll wait for Chicago, man. It's okay.
Oh, is that what it is? So after that, I was done. I'm like, dude, that's it. I'm done. So I didn't read any past that. So whatever you spoiled it, that's fine. Cover to stash. I like the art room cover, but the story itself, I'm not picking up issue 2.
Uh,
And
big
Drew,
big
Go
shout
ahead.
out to Bake the Snake. He said, "Hey gang, what's shaking?"
not Spider-Man for me. Drew, what about you? Was he friendly and neighborly for you?
Hey, he was pretty damn good, man. You talk about Spider-Man. You think about the things that make Spider-Man friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He had problems with his neighbors. He helped them out. Breakfast with MJ, that was pretty damn cool. We got some problems with Spider-Man. He's got to fight villains. All right, we got good stuff there. And then we got Aunt May and a heartfelt ending there. I think that this is good stuff. I really enjoyed it. I can't find my copy. I was looking all over the place for it. Can't find it. But yeah, damn good book. I enjoyed it. Best Spider-Man's been in a little bit.
Your mic did it just a little bit and it
We
chilled
had a
out.
close call.
I don't know what to do about that. I'm at my wit's end.
We all are.
You were
Trust
you were
us.
long before the mic problems happened.
But must not be getting enough static electricity without the beard or something. Maybe it is happening a little bit more. I don't know. Joe, your first book for the evening.
I want to talk about X-23, number 8. So the last issue launches us into a new story arc, and we find out more about Assassin, and that she's a creation clone / hybrid cyborg, just all that good silliness that makes a comic book good, and this continued to deliver. And we're dealing with a little bit of conflict of self and family involved in this too, because Honey Badger sees this as a sister. You know, she's always kind of wanted that family connection. And here's this thing that she's part of to some degree. So does that define family or not? We start getting those kind of questions asked and talked about in this book, along with some great action and just great conversation. Honey Badger killing it as always. X-23 wanting to soldier on and drop a body. And Gabby wants to relate and find out more about what it's like to have a family. Very heartfelt, very cool, but still some great action in it. This does not disappoint. If you're not reading this, I don't know what you could possibly be reading that can make you LOL out loud. That's called redundant.
Mike, according to my paperwork, you read this book too this week. What did you think of X-23?
This is my pick of the week.
Wow. Okay.
It is my pick of the week. Fucking again, Honey Badger shines in this book. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Stash it. Pick of the week.
And it looks like Drew was the only one who read that this week too.
Yeah, I read it. It was great. Not my pick of the week, but it was fantastic. You should read it too. Honey Badger, kneeing dudes in the head and shit. It's pretty great. I don't know who wouldn't like this book.
No, I guess me. I didn't pick it up.
No, you'd like it. You're just not smart enough to buy it.
Is that what it is? Okay. Okay. Moving on to Mike and your first book.
Let's get this one out of the way. Where is it fucking at? Fuck it. Ghost Spider number 4. We're still fucking dealing with the aftermath of Spider-Geddon. I'm so over it. In this one, Gwen's still in mourning of her fallen comrades. She actually visits Loomworld, and all the spider people are paying respects to Karn. She actually goes to Earth 9214, home of Spider-Man Noir. The only cool part is she gets her own little Noir costume. She visits Earth 803, home of Lady Spider, and so on and so forth. I don't really care. I'm ready for this book to move on. Like I said, past the Spider-Geddon shit, and ready to have her do her own thing. So this is a soft stash, only because it's Spider-Gwen. I'll continue to pick it up. But, yeah.
And
Ghost Spider.
You're the only one that read that. Everybody else dropped it.
Yeah, when the art changed on that book, I hopped right off.
Yeah, me too.
moving into my first book. God, you know, I've been really defending him. I've been defending him for a good while. You know, now I feel like, what the hell are you doing? And that is Batman 62 with Professor Pig. Now, I actually love the art in this. The art was great. I think the art told a great story, but the content, the intermonologuing of Batman pretty much with the whole freaking book killed it for me. And then the only thing that I want to wrap this up with King's writing is, how did I get here and how do I get out? Just to quote Batman in the book throughout the whole book. Dude, it could have been so much better. Like I said, the art was great. That told a great story, but Drew, what do you think of Batman 62?
This might be the best issue of Tom King's Batman.
What?
I'm sorry, man. It's a really cool, trippy Professor Pig story that ends up being a dream. It's a non sequitur. It could fit in any part of Batman's continuity. It really could. And the thing about it that works is that you don't need to read the words to enjoy it. It's fantastic. Gerard does an amazing job telling a visual story. I think it's super trippy. It really gets in your head in a way that Mr. Miracle really didn't because of its rigid structure. But I do really love the art in this book, and I think that this little acid trip dream for Batman is a really cool one-off issue. I really dig it.
Wow,
That's my pick of the week.
No, you're just saying that now. You're just doing it to ruffle feathers. That's all you're doing. Man. You want to flip the script.
I don't care about the story in this book. I really don't. I think that the art carries it to a place where, as a single issue, this is going to stand out in my mind for a really long time. I think that the way that this book worked was something really beyond me. I didn't expect to enjoy it. I thought it was going to be another Batman beating the crap out of Professor Pig until he was almost dead because he's sad about Catwoman shit, and I because he's looking for Bane, and I didn't get that. What I got was a little bit psychedelic. What I got was incredibly beautiful. And what I got was a self-contained Batman story that really could work within any level of Batman continuity. And I really enjoyed that. This is kind of a timeless little thing here. Yeah, there's a couple of things he says here and there that tie it to his current state of mind. But I think that this was a really, really cool issue. I really dug it.
It's got to be opposite day somewhere. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I really dug it, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Joe, Batman 62?
Yeah. They did it again. They did it again. This is a aha, surprise, we're really on the holodeck in somebody's mind bullshit. Now, if you took the words out of this book and you made it silent, I'm on board with you. Great visual art, stunning. It would have been less confusing. The redundancy wouldn't have been there, where the same things being constantly repeated. All that would have been done with, and you would have still had a great visual spectacle in here that I think would have made anybody happy. But somebody screwed up, and they had to put pen to paper. And what did they do? They told a story that had no beginning, no middle, and no end. And oh, by the way, it never really happened. That's cheap writing. I said the same thing about Uncanny X-Men last week when they did the exact same thing. Surprise! It's all in your head. Haha, see what I did there? See how clever of a writer I am? There's nothing clever about that. That is garbage. And it's not fair, and it's not worth the money that you spent on it. However, again, I will go back and I will compliment the hell out of the artwork in this. I thought it was beautiful. Take the words out of it. Give me some more covers like this. Boom, spot on. But this thing these writers are doing now where, surprise, it didn't really happen. I'm just screwing with you because I got to get a paycheck and fill pages is starting to kind of get on my nerves. And we're seeing more and more of it. And I never really expected something like that in a Batman book. So yeah, I'm not going to blast it only because I want confirmation in the next issue that this was a dream. I'm not 100% sure that it was. It reads that way, and it seems that way, but they never really confirmed it in there. If it is actually part of
it's just a filler issue.
Yeah, hopefully it dives into the next issue into some way. That's fine. I get filler issues. Even filler issues leave hints to the next storyline. This didn't do it.
It's a character issue for Batman, but for me more than anything is it was self-contained filler issue that you really don't need to know what's going on to pick this issue up and enjoy it for what it is.
Definitely, I agree with that. And if you took the words out of it, it would have been worth your money.
I don't know, man. Like, you didn't dig it. That's cool, but I think that it stands on its own. I think that when the stashies come around, this book that came out in January is going to be something that people remember.
Look, where's it at? Where the fuck's it at? I don't know. I'll find it. Hold on.
Let's check in with the chat real quick while he's looking for something.
Yeah.
Whatever he's looking for. I don't know what he's looking for.
See what is in the chat. What's up, Woodard? Good to see you in there. He said filler. Yeah, yep. It was a filler issue. Bake the Snake is hanging out in there as well as Discovery Bay Comics. If you guys haven't checked out Discovery Bay yet, be sure to do that. He's been doing the upcoming events in the YouTube community. It's been really cool. So be sure to check him out and watch those daily videos he's putting out. Comic Geek McD is in here as well as Soldier Only. He's also putting out some great content. So shout out to Soldier Only and Tony Sanders in the chat, as well as Funk Off talking about some Diet Coke.
Is that what Mike said?
Mike, did you find
Coke?
it?
No,
I don't know. I just looked down and saw Diet Coke. What were you looking for, Mike?
I'm already preparing for the 2019 Stashie Awards. I got my list going already.
Well, what did you think of Batman 62?
Oh, I hated every bit of that book, even the art. Yeah, I fucking was flipping. I skipped through most of that shit. That's my worst pick of the week right there.
Damn.
I mean, to go back, I love the art that had that, you know, the whole bloody room, the butcher's freezer or whatever he was in. That whole stuff was awesome. I absolutely love that. I just wish it would have been a little bit different of a story. That's all. I
was happy that there wasn't any story to it. That's the thing that I loved about it. I loved that there was like nothing fucking to it except for a bunch of pages of beautiful art that was really trippy and took me to a place when I read it where I didn't care about what the hell was really going on with Batman. I don't know. Maybe that's.
I don't think anybody's arguing with the art in the book. I think we all agree it's really good art. But
I think my distaste for the story in general is why I enjoyed the fact that this had no story. That could be it. Maybe that was so refreshing to me. I don't know what to tell you. It's my pick of the week.
I'm up with my first book, and that is Prodigy #2. I was kind of on the fence with the first one. The first part of this book definitely caught me a little bit more than the last half of the book. There's a couple things. You know, the art's pretty good throughout. You know, we find more about this rich family that hunts kids. They get these orphan kids or whatever, and they go and hunt them. One of my big beefs from the book is, you know, a lot of these people, they're not gun owners. You can tell that by the one frame in here where the kids go, the kid of the rich family, he's going to shoot one of the other kids, and he has the butt of the rifle up on his shoulder, looking at his scope. Goodbye, eye socket. You know, hello. You know, the kick on that gun is just going to tear his face up, which is, I mean, I guess people don't shoot. They don't know that. They don't know guns actually have recoil. But that kind of stuff always pulls me out. I always notice those little things. I have another book here later on talks about guns and stuff like that, but we'll get to that later. It's still okay. I don't think it's the best book in the world. It's only 6 issues long. The next issue Mike's going to love because it has a shark on the cover. He's probably going to say that. But Joe, while you're swigging your apple juice there, what do you think of Prodigy?
Again, I I get it. If you don't know anything about guns, you're not going to draw it correctly. I get it. I'm an avid shooter. I go to shooting ranges. I know guns. I picked up on immediately and laughed. However, what I found interesting is that this is the first time in a book where we actually got to see somebody's intellect in their own mind, and how he actually broke up his intellect into 5 different things to figure something out faster. You know, if you process something and you're minorly distracted, it becomes annoying. This guy breaks himself into 5 different conversations in his head to be able to figure out how things happen. So it was kind of cool to get that introspect of this person. Well, what makes him the smartest person? However, I think it's interesting because any other time that we're dealing with somebody that's a super genius like this and they already know everything and they're able to figure things out, they tend to get kind of annoying after a while. So I'm kind of curious how they're going to pump the brakes on that in the storyline. So, but right now I've been enjoying this. Love the introspect. Yeah, there's some hinky things. Somebody doesn't know how to shoot a gun. But I like it. It's got everything you want. Stuff from space, ancient scrolls and hidden libraries, a quest to find it, a woman that is obviously there's some attraction there. It's got all the makings of a typical hero story, but it's more mindful of the person. And I'm enjoying that. And I'm definitely a stash. Going to hold on to this. Probably going to finish out the run. As long as it doesn't get all weird on the economic scale of things of, you know, rich is evil and poor is noble. As long as it doesn't start feeding off of that mythology too much or that fallacy too much, I'm on board with this. I'll read it.
Mike?
Shit. I'm just waiting for these bitches to hit Netflix. I'm going to be a millionaire. No, it's a really good story. There's a shark cover coming next week. I'm excited. Stash this bitch.
Okay, moving back to the front of the row. Moving back to Drew and your next book for the week.
Oh, jeez, what do you guys want to talk about?
I don't know, man. You decide. Let's kick it over to you.
I get to decide. All right, guys, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now. I got a big old stack here of all the same.
Well, that's what she said, but you know,
big old stack of all the same book. I know I just did this with Miss Marvel, but we're gonna do it with Young Justice. Oh, look at this. It's DC. It's Bendis. I freaking loved it. It was right where it needed to be. Picked up all these covers. The characterizations were generic enough that anybody can really jump on board with it. It was a lot of fun. This is basically Michael Bay's Transformers meets Young Justice in print form. The art was pretty. The story was fun. Didn't go too deep. Got this Robin cover. This is pretty damn fantastic right here. Also picked up this ugly ass Impulse cover because why not? I'm picking up the rest of them. And the Superboy meme cover.
Package going on too.
Oh,
you know?
Man, what's that?
Did you like?
You were looking at Impulse's package?
Yeah, man.
I didn't look at it till right now.
Thanks for making me do that.
That bitch is smuggling plums or something.
Smuggling plums. Yeah, man, this Superman meme cover, this Jorge Jimenez is fantastic. He was my artist of the year last year on the Stashies. Man, look at that cover. That's great. Here's the thing about this book. I think that the Gleason art is why this book was great. It was a little wordy. I feel like I skimmed more of this book than anything. And maybe that's why I forgive Bendis on his Bendisisms, because I kind of just glossed over him to get to the next beautiful panel of Gleason art. It was really good. We'll see if it can survive more than a volume for me. But yeah, man, good stuff. Stashing it.
I think this must be opposite day. You like Tom King, but are you and you like Bendis? Something's up, dude. I don't know.
You're talking about two stellar, beautiful issues of comics, man. Like the power of art compels me. The power of art compels me.
Paul, what do you think of Young Justice #1?
Pick of the week for me. Everything Drew said, plus, I mean, come on, it has Ginny Hex and Amethyst. I mean, Did anybody ever think we were going to see Amethyst again?
Yeah.
The art was great in most of it. There are a couple pages where I was like, yeah, I don't know, but overall, I was really into the book. I can't wait to read more of it. So, definite stash.
Yeah, funk off.
Joe, what do you think of Young Justice #1?
Man, how fun of a read was this? This was just a fun read. If you like sitting down and you like reading things and the interactions of characters, and plus we have this whole dynamic of consequentialism happening where these people are duty bound to come together with no verbiage to do so. They just do and they work. Really cool. Again, somebody's got a problem with guns. My only hang up, my only criticism of it is there's no way you're going to convince me that Adam Strange's laser gun, which Mrs. Hex uses in it, is less dangerous than a shotgun. But we get 3 panels of how bad a gun is. And so what does she do? She gets a laser gun. Like, apparently somebody doesn't know what this is. So fine, it's kind of cartoony. Fine, I get it. I don't care. But I like the cowboyness attitude. I like the different characters coming together that shouldn't come together. And again, I mean, Amethyst. I remember the Amethyst comic book from back in the 80s, and it was a garbage book that nobody really read. And somehow or another, they made the character cool. Like at the end there, I was like, oh my God, Amethyst. I know that character. That was really cool. But I think the biggest thing here is we're going to see a lot of this consequentialism where we're going to have some sort of conflict inside the team. Something's going on with Wonder Girl. Where should she be involved? Should she not be involved? But she's going to happen. I think we've got a lot of good internal and external threats about to happen in this, and I think it's going to be a good read. So if anybody in the chat room right now is in college and you're taking a basic psychology course, get this entire run, write a summary of it, and you'll get an A.
Mike, what about you? Young Justice.
Okay, Jenny Hex, she was all right. The 12 Kingdoms, what is it? Gem World were kind of cool. Amethyst was cool. But I'm going to disagree with y'all. This book absolutely did nothing for me. So I'm going to blast it. And it won't be picking up issue #2.
I'm kind of surprised by that, Mike. Wow, this is usually your kind of book.
Yeah, that's
I love team books, but I'm not a fan of any of these characters.
I actually enjoyed this book. I thought it was really fun. I love the whole Jenny Hex in which you first jumped out of the truck, like, woohoo, I'm in a big city. You know, coming from a small town like me, going to a big city. I absolutely love that. I really felt kind of connected with that. Now, this was the other one I was talking about with the guns over there. They showed a shotgun with riflings. Shotguns don't have riflings. You know, they showed that at the end of the barrel. What's that?
Some shotguns do.
Some do. Okay, the ones I shot never have. So
yeah, I got 2 that are rifle, but it's a pump. Like that. Never mind. I don't want to get into guns.
But this was a fun cover. When
Bake the Snake in the chat says to Grandpa, wow, Ghost Spider for 4 issues, but no Young Justice. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but I had to say it out loud. That was hilarious.
Even when Impulse made his appearance in the book, it brought that speed to it. You know, I was reading it like he was talking really fast. You know, that's the kind of character it had in there, and that's what made me think that way. You know, it seemed like I could hear all of the characters' voices, the very distinct voices, when I read their panels. So I thought that was very interesting. I absolutely love this book, and I think I'm going to pick up issue 2 to see what it's like.
I think Tony Sanders in the room brings up a good point that they decided to bring back the Superboy from the 90s. Mm-hmm. You know, because it was kind of a weird run there, and I think they're doing a better job with that too.
This was actually my favorite cover.
Why he took John out of Superman. So he could do Connor and Young Justice. Yeah. So, yeah, Dan Didio doesn't like redundant characters. So, yeah, I'm a little upset about that. I won't hide that upset. I'm just a little.
Dracula, so
But
does
take your
everyone in
feelings
DC
in, you
have
process
kids now?
them, and you move on.
They might. I don't know. Maybe DC. You don't like
Speaking of
rabbits.
kids, my daughter is pregnant again. So I'm going to be like a superior spider grandpa.
Yeah, change the channel name.
Or just Grandpa 2.0, like I said in our chat.
I still think you should Funko Pop focus your channel and go as Spider Grand Pop. But that's just me.
No.
Now what happens when they move back in? You're gonna lose your Funko cave.
You know, that's a conversation for an off-air. Me and my wife already had that conversation.
Okay. Don't mean to delve too much into the personal stuff. Moving on to you, Paul, and your next book.
My next book is Punisher, and this is quite simply one of the best books Marvel's putting out right now. The art is awesome, the story is amazing, everything about the book is good. They had a moment where Zemo carves the Punisher skull into Frank's chest, and I'm like, this is exactly what the Punisher should be. Brutal. So this is a big time stash. This is like I said, one of the best things they're putting out right now.
Mike, Punisher number 6.
Yeah, this is amazing. We learned while Frank's been captive, Chameleon and Jigsaw are posing as the Punisher. Apparently, Chameleon didn't have the balls to do it, so Jigsaw kind of took over. Baron Zemo has him held captive. Like Paul said, he carves his skull into Frank's chest. Just great stuff. Close to my pick of the week, but of course it's stashing it. You get the Punisher bondage cover here.
And I'm not sure if it's a new character.
Sister Mercy.
Sister Mercedes Arco de la Carcel. I don't speak Spanish, so that's the best I can do. So, I don't know if it's
Sister Mercy is not a new character now.
Is she not? Okay. Is she the one? That's the one from Daredevil, is she? She is. Okay. Drew's shaking his head. Yeah. Okay. This has been consistently good. I love this. You know, that they decided to put Punisher in General Pop, and you kind of see what happens when that. You know, he kind of try to stick to himself, but people keep pushing. He just kicks their asses, and they throw him in solitary confinement. It's good shit. I enjoy it. Sash. Drew.
Frank being Frank. Zemo being way better than Zemo's ever been. I mean, come on. Buy this book. It's fantastic.
He showers with his mask on.
Like, hey,
he does.
You should read this book this week because it's a perfect intro to season 2 of Punisher coming out Friday.
That's right. Maybe I'll be able to watch it before the year's out.
No, probably not.
Probably not. You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Moving on to Joe and your next book.
Ooh. Let's talk about something deep. Let's get deep. Let's talk Green Lantern number 3.
No, not that deep.
This was totally interesting, and Grant Morris, God bless his heart. Still a lot of use of negative space in this to tell the story. A lot going on in the panels. Very heavy illustrated, but you know that's the stylings that we deal with. Ultimately, what do we got here? We got a cosmic being that has shrunk the Earth and put it up for a bid, and somebody buys it, makes everybody happy on Earth, and be okay with the fact that he's going to eat it later because they're so insignificant that he gave them superpowers for a while. Everybody on Earth has some sort of superpower now, made him super special, and Hal Jordan ain't hearing it because he's duty-bound to follow the law. However, what happens when this cosmic deity doesn't recognize his authority? And it's really an interesting read and a really concept generally referred to as cosmic nihilism, that we are just nothing but specks and we have no purpose in this earth other than to be food for something else. And this falls right in line with that kind of philosophy. And I'm really curious how they're going to get out of this because, I mean, an issue ago, I was going to dump this. because I was tired of the art in it. It was too busy, no real story, it wasn't very deep. And then all of a sudden they sprung this on me, and I'm like, shit, I got to buy the rest of these now just to see how this ends up. So yeah, definitely a stash for me. This was a good read. Recommend it. Again, it follows the very definition per letter almost of cosmic nihilism and what it means. It is really great.
Real quick, Drew or somebody want to get an update on chat? Look, we got a few new people in.
No, I have been paying attention, so let me start. Yeah, Jason Smith is in the chat. He wants to know about Punisher and Bondage. I don't know why he's so interested, Grandpa, but he wants you to show that cover again. Soldier Only really liked the War Machine Punisher too. Yeah, Rosenberg's been really killing it ever since he took over, so I really been loving that as well. Green Lantern and God, right? Joe says double S. I didn't read it, but I'm gonna take your word for it, Joey, that you're enjoying it. Must be pretty much what you said it was. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't know. Anybody else? You see anybody else in there?
No, I think that's it for the new people.
Yeah,
I mean, Comic Core has been popping in and out. I don't know if he has been popping in and out because he's scared of Samoa Joe. But I was laying the smackdown as a greenhorn on those guys on the Great Legends show, streaming some games last night. That was a lot of fun. So shout out to the guys from the Comic Core. Seawood hopped out before he got to see the Muscle Buster to end all Muscle Busters. So it was a good night.
Moving on to Mike and your next book for the week.
Let's do Die number 2. If you're not reading this fucking book, I am so sorry. I think we talked about the first issue a couple weeks ago. Think of it as Jumanji crossed with D&D. Loving this world they created. Loving the art, Stephanie Hahn's art. One of my favorite things about it is the classes of characters they created, like the Godbinder and the Grief Knight, and learning what their powers are. Stash it, man, stash. That's all I can say.
Paul, did you get a chance to read that before the show?
Yes, I did. I'm still really digging it. I only could glance through it because it's kind of a wordy book, so I want to give it a more thorough read. But I mean, the art is beautiful, trippy shit, and like Mike said, just buy this damn book. It's awesome.
And looks like Joe, you read it as well.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like this. What are you dealing with in this book? You're dealing with self-regret, past regret. You know, what was it like to lose somebody and leave them and think that they were dead, to find out that they're alive and possibly hate you for it and want to take care of you in a maniacal way by making you continue playing a game that traumatized you? Hell yeah, that's the stuff that mind horrors are made out of. Yes, definitely. If you're going to read an indie book, this was almost my pick of the week. It was almost, and I'll be honest, when I read the other one, it blasted this one. We'll talk about that one later. But yeah, I really liked this. The interaction of the people that were friends, and even after the game and they come back to our reality or Earth or dimension or whatever they want to call it, how they even grew up and separated from each other and still come together every now and then and act like normal people, even after their traumatic experience. And then they get sucked back into it by one of their own. Man. And of course, I went with this douchebag vape guy variant because, yeah, it's funny. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to see what exactly is going to happen, what their powers were, what each of one of their quest or roles in the quest was. Can't talk right now. And how that looked out. Man, that's going to be awesome. I think this is going to be a tight read. Rush out, grab it, get number 1 while you can. If there's any more out there, pick it up at number 2. You won't get lost too much into it, but if you wait too long, you're going to get lost in this. It's going to be a lot of things that they talked about are going to become relevant. And hey, to the Great Legend who just showed up.
Sending out a chat to the Great Legend right now. Joe's going to kill you.
What's going on there?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. Gotcha. Okay. So my next book is the one-shot Web of Venom, Venom Unleashed. So this is the story about. Does he have a name? Venom's dog.
Venom.
We'll call him Fido.
It's just Venom. Is that what it is? He's just kind of his own entity? Is that what it is?
It's the symbiote.
Yeah.
He's
Okay. So I
taking the
mean,
form
but he's
of a
taking on
dog.
the shape of a dog. Yeah. So it's not like he's something separate. So this whole story is about him and about him going on his own little thing, finding little pieces of carnage here and there. And well, I mean, we're building more of that story of this return of Carnage coming forward. It was an okay story. I don't think it was great. I think we could have done without it to really know what's going on. The art's great in there, that's for sure. But I mean, it's okay. It's Venom. It's good. Drew, Web of Venom.
Yeah, this is the first one Kate's didn't do. Stegman took the lead on the story here, which I dug. The Carnage stuff in the backup was not nearly as good, but still quality Venom stuff. It's been a high bar for Venom lately, and they're doing a great job keeping up the standard here. Really digging it. Shout out to the chat. Comic G-Man stopping through. Double S is up in here, as well as Nolan Nerd and the Great Legend Show stopping by. He's a little scared to bring Kane out right now, but Samoa Joe been laying the smack down. So let's go ahead and move on.
Thinking of Joe, what'd you think of Web of Venom?
Man, just again, every now and then when you get to reading a bunch of comic books within 72 hours, you just need a break from analyzing things and trying to find a deep meaning into it. And thank God this book was stashed right there at the perfect time where I just kind of need the break and I just need some stupid fun. And that's what this was. We got just evil, messed up situations. We got a Venom dog running around. Like, I would have never thought of that. That's kind of creative. I liked it. And it was kind of badass. And then we got some good carnage, and every now and then when you feel just a little depressed, a little bit of carnage can go a long way. And we got just enough in there to excite us more about this comic book. Definitely a stash. I don't think I've read anything from Venom. I would say in the last, since the relaunch of it, the reboot of it, that has been bad yet. It's just consistent when it needs to be gory and just messed up and just some jacked off stuff going on. It is, and when it kind of needs to have a story, it does.
Did he say jacked off stuff?
That's what he said. Mike, did you get it jacked off stuff in there in the story?
Speaking of jacked off stuff, hide your women, hide your children. Carnage is coming, and stash this book. It's got a dog in it. It's got a venomized dog in it. Actually, it's not a venomized dog. It's just Venom. Fuck it.
Is he the one that was making you his bitch on your Facebook page?
That all the dogs that I know make me their bitch. So Joey's dog, you see the picture on Facebook, Joey's dog.
See, you just got that quality about you, I guess.
Dogs love me.
I'll move it back over to Drew.
Talking about jacked off stuff, I jacked off all over the place when I saw this Philip Tan cover for the Black Order. Oh, man, this is freaking beautiful. This is the A cover right here. Philip Tan doing some great work with Nova. You got all the Black Order there. And I also picked up the B cover as well. This focuses on the Black Dwarf or the Called City. And if you only know him from the MCU, this is continuing to be good stuff, and I think they're bringing the Nova Corps in here at the end. This story is going to go somewhere, but we're going to focus on somebody else next time around, so excited for this.
Joe was the other one to read that this week.
Man, I like what they're doing here. Each issue that comes out, we're getting a little bit of an introspect from these people and the way that they think. and they're doing it in a way that the Marvel Universe didn't do. And even when these characters were first released in comic books, they still didn't do. You didn't quite understand what their abilities were. You just kind of found out as things went on. And now we're getting this kind of deeper meaning to them that creates great villainy, and that's awesome. And what have we said about him? This dude's kind of a romantic. Yeah, cold obsidian, dwarf, whatever the hell you want to call him, is kind of at heart a villainous romantic. He likes bad poetry. He's in love with something that he doesn't feel he can relate to. You know what? For villains, this is a heartfelt story that had a lot of heart for villains. And that's what made it cool, because let's face it, what's cooler than a villain in love? And absolutely enjoyed it. And of course, we find out that yes, he's huge, he's tall, he's muscular, and he has these deep thoughts. But at the end of the day, he can take care of business by tearing people apart. And I'm glad they didn't take that away and make him some caring character. I'm glad that they're battling that out between the two personalities of him. I think it's great reading. It's very interesting. And I can't wait to the next introspect that we're going to get from the characters, because that will finish it out, and then we'll find out just how bad these people are together when they all come together and just want to crush something. Good stuff leading up in the future. Get it.
Mike, you didn't read that this week, right?
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't have you down, but I'm glad I stopped on you. Go ahead, Mike.
Black Order, been loving it. Like the fact they're going to get the Nova Corps in here. That last page, fucking amazing art of Nova. Let me show it real quick. This crazy ass shit right there. So I'm excited. Stash it.
Okay, moving back to Paul. This might be your last book for the evening. Is that correct?
No, I've got two.
You got two. Okay, I know. Well, one of them. Go ahead and chat with yours there.
Let's do Criminal from Image. This is more fun from Brubaker and Phillips. They are sitting in that niche that they so enjoy with gritty crime books. All the usual stuff is here. The kid does something stupid that gets his old man over his head with the mob, sex, drinking, bloody fights. It's. I think this is. You told me this was the part 2 of a series they had done before, Dave.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's kill or be killed. This is their spot, and they're staying there, and it's good stuff. I'm gonna keep picking it up.
That's what I was gonna ask you if it was comparable to Kill or Be Killed. I enjoyed that whole run.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it is in the same universe as Kill or Be Killed. That'd be kind of cool to have some kind of crossover stuff. But I guess
we don't know yet.
You're the one that read that this week. So moving on to Joe. Your next book.
I didn't even think about it. Ooh, let's talk about this. This is pretty cool. All right, so this is Bitterroot, issue number 3. This is the Scotty Young variant. I didn't even know he was going to do any art for this particular one. He did a good job. So yeah, I'm really digging this. I like this old school, 1920s, 1930s. Yeah, there's a little bit of a racial conflict there, but that's the way it was back then. So, there's some issues there. But the biggest thing is the Jinru, which is an old-fashioned Cajun term for a type of demon that inhabits a person. I did a little research because I got curious about it. We got somebody who's part of the family that broke themselves away and is making themselves a bad guy to beat the bad guys. But then the good guys are going to have to beat them. They're building a world here in the 1920s, 1930s that had to deal with the issues they had to deal with, but they're not making it the forefront of it. They're making the existential threat of these demons, the Jinru, and this family member that just want to lose their minds and do bad things. And I'm really enjoying that. And just the language that they use in there, that old-timey language, I really like it. It's very Southern, very Mississippi down to New Orleans type dialect. Yeah, just great stuff. Great read. When you read the different characters, again, like we mentioned earlier in another book, you just hear it. The character takes on their own dialect, and you hear it in your head. And that's just good writing and good universe building there. And they're just doing a great job with it. Super excited from it. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it, but still not my stash of the week. So close.
Mike, your next book.
Let's do Avengers number 12. I kick myself in the ass because I don't pick Avengers up on a regular basis, and every time I do, I absolutely love it. This one here is basically the forming of the agents of Wakanda, which are going to act as like spies, the eyes and ears of the mainstay Avengers. So basically, this is Black Panther recruiting a bunch of heroes like the Wasp, Kazar, Manwolf. Well, they start gathering information and they learn of upcoming vampire civil war, and Old Blade joins at the end. So I'm intrigued. I got to keep picking up these Avengers books. This was almost my pick of the week. Stashing it.
Drew, Avengers 12.
I've been liking Avengers since the start, man. There's a great scene in here where Odin's like, "Oh, that Dracula, we should have killed him at the beginning of time."
Oh,
And
yeah.
T'Challa's like, "I don't even want to hear about it. Like, look, we're moving on. This is a problem now. I don't care about what happened at the beginning of time." It's pretty badass, and I don't know if anybody else is reading Thor. I don't think anybody is, but Thor number 9 tied directly into this issue this week. And was really cool. So it was really nice how Aaron's writing both these titles and they're tying together really nicely. So I really enjoyed that. The art has been stellar. And what else can you say? I'm liking a Black Panther centric book at the moment. There you go.
And Joe, what do you think of Avengers 12?
Man, on the head. How great was this book? It was like a cool 1980s themed rock song for a montage for a movie to go pick the right people to get the right job done, super spy type stuff. Man, we got characters that we haven't seen in comic books in years. We got people that are more recent. We got Morbius coming back. He's going to be a spy. All right, I'm cool with that. We got Kazar, who's diving down and already done his first mission spying on Namor. We got characters I had to look up because I didn't know who they were, like Fat Cobra. I had no idea who that cat was.
Yeah, Fat Cobra.
And Dr. Nemesis, right? I didn't know who that cat was. I had to look these cats up, and they're kind of kick-ass characters. So yeah, I like this. I like a book that says, hey, I demand that you know who I am. So if you don't know, look it up because I'm not going to bother explaining it because I'm too cool for that. And this book did that. Great job. Great art. Great story. Looking forward to more of this. Hopefully this breaks off into its own comic book and they do like an Avengers secret squirrel files. I don't know, but that would be really cool.
Shout out to Comic Girl Ava. She just popped in here, said hello everyone.
I'm actually going to shout her out later.
Oh,
She's
awesome.
a local. I've met her in one of my stores here. She has a YouTube channel as well. Pretty cool stuff on there.
Well, if she pays us, we'll sponsor her.
I would like to see a spin-off book coming out like detailing all these agents in their own little missions. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually what Thor number 9 was Agent Solomon's mission.
I might have to grab that then.
And that ties into stuff she was doing during the Jane Foster stuff. So I mean, it's actually really, really damn cool the way he called it back, and the art is fantastic. And so I would definitely suggest picking that up. Also, shout out in the chat to Comic Spectre popping through, and Don Mosser. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, on the Thors,
it's a couple other names popping through there as well. So keep your eyes peeled on the chat.
Yeah, I talked about the Thor before the show. That I constantly hear you talking about it, and I had 1 and 2, I think, and then I just got all the back issues now. I just got to get all caught up on it. So I'll be reading over the next couple days until New Comic Book Day again. So it'll give me something to read. Headed out of town for a meeting. That and then Mortal Hulk too. I'll be catching up on that as well. My next book, unfortunately, is my blast of the week. I enjoyed Stabbity Bunny, the first one by Riviera and Kincaid. I think it's Kincaid on that too. This one, not so much. This was a cross of F Fairyland as well as like Spawn kills the entire universe or whatever. The girl gets sucked into a dream or into Fairyland. The bunny comes to protect her. He's cutting the heads off unicorns, cutting the heads off of gargoyles or whatever, protecting the cave. It just does not. It did not fit for me. I didn't like it at all. I said I did like Stabbity Bunny, but this is going in a direction I'm not too thrilled with. So unfortunately, this is my blast of the week. Stabbity Ever After by Scout Comics. I don't know if anybody else read that. I don't think so. We are.
Burn it.
No, I'm not going to burn it. It's going to be worth $1 million someday, so I'm not going to burn it.
No, burn it.
Maybe with the cover, maybe with the scuff on the cover, maybe 500,000.
He's not allowed to burn things out there. He'll start a forest fire.
No, not in Oregon. You don't want to start no forest fires in Oregon, dude. There's actually a graphic novel coming out talking about the forest fires in Northern California and Oregon. Help support people who lost homes and stuff in that fire. So, we are
squash issues.
So we are an hour into the show. I think it's time to go for lightning round.
Really? Okay, we can take our time because I still have another beer to finish.
Well, goodness gracious.
We got another beer to finish this guy over here.
It's all about him, I swear.
Man, it must be opposite week indeed. I liked Justice League. This is the DC title. I really enjoyed it. It's about Thanagar, and I don't give a shit about Thanagar or Hulk people or whatever the hell they are, but this has been continually good, so I'm enjoying it. This Snyder universe has been good no matter who is writing and drawing it. Tynion takes the lead on this here, and but the art is Chung, so pretty good stuff. Tomasi's killing it on Super Sun still. I'm sad this is going to be going away soon, but yeah, Tommy Tomorrow, some great Robin stuff, loving it. Oblivion Song has been good since issue number 1. We're getting into the 3rd volume now. Is it going to continue to be good? I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of where things tend to die for me on Image titles, is in the 3rd volume. But we'll see how this goes. Man Without Fear, number 2. I really love the art in issue number 1. A lot of people didn't. I think that's kind of what was missing from issue number 2. Not a super fan of that. But apparently the artist is coming back, so excited for that. We'll see how that goes. So blast that issue, but stash the title moving forward. X-Men. This has been great. It is still great. We go through all this nonsense to show where all these characters could end up with alternate universes and such. And then finally, we get all of the X-Men coming together at the end of this issue. So everybody we haven't seen in this Uncanny run has been invited back and are showing up to take on X-Man. We're getting Age of X-Man, where we're going to get a nice crossover event where it's going to be an alternate universe for each and every X person. So if that's something that interests you, hey man, pick this up and keep reading it. If it doesn't, then maybe wait until Wolverine and Cyclops come back. Got these Noto covers. I don't even know what books these are on, but I've been picking these up. They're fantastic. Loving those Noto covers. I also picked up Bully Wars. Haven't read that yet, but picked up 2 covers on that and enjoying it. I'm in no hurry to finish it. And yeah, it really must be opposite week because I bought a Harley Quinn book. This is 57. This is the variant, the B cover here, and I really dug it. I normally don't buy Harley anything, no matter what, but I dig this, and I picked it up. That's like that.
Paul, I think, only has one book for lightning around.
Yep, and that was Man Without Fear. And like Drew, I was not a fan of the art. It's that Marvel half-finished layout bullshit that I hate. But the story's great. So, new artist, I'm going to keep picking it up.
I saw Joe shaking his head a little bit when Drew was talking about X-Men and their multiple whatever universes or whatever it was. I saw you kind of a big sigh and took a big drink of your beer, and then okay. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, is that lightning round for me too?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how fast this is going to be. All right. Yeah, I picked up X-Men number 9 because I promised I would follow this run through. All they did was double down on the nonsense in the last issue and more plot holes in it. I'm sorry. When you have an omniscient being, you don't need to distract omnisciency by doing things to it. It kind of defeats the purpose of the word omniscient. And it's used in there. They call him that. He even says himself he is. And yet not really, because you can distract. Okay, yeah, I'm lost. And I'm dumping it. It's a done book. Blast. I'm not picking up any more Well,
you probably shouldn't read any X-Men because that's textbook X-Men.
I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up next week. I know I will. I'm just talking, but it just
I'll buy him a copy.
Miles Morales number 2. Hey, great stupid fun going on in here. We got Captain America showing up. You know it's a good book if Captain America shows up, as long as he says he doesn't do something stupid like I'm Hydra. That would be great. But other than that, great stuff going on there. If you're not reading Miles Morales, it's stupid fun. It's just great stuff. Harley Quinn, beautiful cover. Man, garbage story. Like, I just want to take the pages out of it and throw it in the trash and just keep the cover. If you don't know about this story, very simple. Harley Quinn doesn't understand why everybody thinks she's a bad person. Mind you, this is a former psychiatrist with a PhD. Blast. Martian Manhunter is doubling down on its BS origin story that makes no sense whatsoever. Enough said. Green Arrow, I don't pick up Green Arrow. This was a beautiful cover, so I figured I'd give it a shot. What do I get? A bunch of protests happening in Seattle and how some snarky kid knows more than grown adults because they have a blowhorn and they fight injustice that they don't understand themselves. But, however, they saved the story with Black Canary and Oliver Queen going on one of their classic runs together and fighting some crime at the street level position. Really cool cover. I thought it was a little too apolitical for me, and it didn't make any sense. Now I'm going to talk about a book that I am absolutely in love with this book, and it is Gunning for Hits, music thriller. I know that's a stupid title. It looks like David Bowie's on the cover of it. Oh my God, this book is just a fun read. It talks about the music industry in it. It literally lays out for you how distribution of music works in it, and it is accurate, which was weird. But it kind of does it funny in this fun, cartoony way. Basically, it's a signer who used to be a hitman for the music industry. Now he's a signer of bands. And basically the whole book was just a negotiation deal and what's going to happen. It didn't predict in the future. And I love the forwardness. I love the witty banter behind it. I love the people that want to be famous and want him to do stupid stuff to show that they're the talent. And he gets his last laugh. I'm going to tell you right now, if you can go pick this up and you read it and you don't like it, and I'll put it right out here and blast and stash it. You send it to me, I will send you $5 back. I'll recoup the cost of the book if you don't like this book. It is absolutely just a great read. Do not look at it as a comic book. Read it like a book. I promise you, you will love this. This is great stuff. Some other things I picked up this week. Midnight Suns Morbius #1. The only reason why I picked this up, I know there's a lot usually in a dollar bin, but this is the only one that's been complete with the posters, polybag shut. Everything's inside of it. So I went ahead and picked that up. Quasar number 1 because I needed to pick up 5 books so I can get a discount. Alpha Flight 98 or 89 on Mike's request, and dude, you owe me $1. That's garbage. DC Nation number 0, first appearance of the Red Cloud and her alter ego. Spider Gwen number 1. I think that's like my 8th copy of that one. Doom Patrol number 1 with the wraparound cover. Really cool. I know I saw the preview for this for the DC Nation or DC Universe channel, and it had the same character, so I went ahead and picked it up just to see where it goes. A little speculation on my part. And last, but not last, I got 2 other ones. Freedom Fighters. I picked this up because of the appearance of Batwoman and Batgirl from back in the day, Freedom Fighters. And plus, I just like things with Captain America in it. I'm patriotic that way. Golden Age goodness that I picked up this week. Superboy number 70, 10-cent cover. This explains why you always see Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, but Superman and Superboy. If they're wearing glasses, they always have to pull down their glasses to shoot their lasers or their heat vision. This explains why that is in their own kind of continuity way from back in the late 40s. Mid 40s, I got Tales of the Unexpected, just sci-fi goodness going on here in an old school comic book. Really, there's not a whole lot of these out on the market. So if you see this kind of stuff, definitely pick it up and sell it back to me. I'll buy it. I love Golden Age. But yeah, stash of the week, all my hauls, and everything to make you jealous. So there it is.
Mike, your lightning round?
Yeah, I got 2 more books. I've been loving these. Let me switch my fucking camera back on. Age of Republic standalone Star Wars stories. This one does not disappoint. Jango Fett's first little bounty hunting mission with his son Boba, and it is fucking awesome. So stash that. And my last book, you guys all remember Bart Sears. He actually did this cover of the new Turok. It has dinosaurs in it. Grandpa loves the dinosaurs, so this is a stash as well. But Beyond the Blast Force had that Django cover. Yeah, it's pretty badass. I don't know if you guys been reading these standalone stories. If you guys read comics, I don't know, but these have been pretty awesome. So, and there's a lot more coming too. So.
For new books, Savants number 1 by Source Point Press. It was okay. These kids have superpowers, and government's trying to gather them up. Are you done, Mike?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You were still holding the book up there. I wasn't sure.
Well, they're all talking about this Django cover.
Talk about your Django. Cemetery Beast number 5 out of 7. This is really kind of getting old. Same stuff over and over. Not really much progressing. It's a lot of action, not a lot of dialogue. Another one's kind of wearing thin too is Rags number 3. Not a whole lot of substance there. This is a little backstory of before she met with the survivors, her attempted rape and stuff in the shower. It's okay. I'll finish and run out. Adventures of Super Sons number 6. Good stuff. We'll continue to pick up the 12-issue run. And of course, had to pick up the Harley Quinn. Got a couple covers of that right there. Good stuff there. And I didn't read it yet, but Martian Manhunter number 2. And the little text says, "John, what are you?" Looks like maybe she caught him touching his Manhunter. I don't know what's going on there. But
what? What?
Let me show you again, Mike. Look, she's like, "John, what are you?" And that's what I was saying. Looks like maybe he's touching his Manhunter, and she caught him. Couple of the back issues I picked up this week. Just a couple. What?
Dave? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Danny Edwards.
Lady Death. And remember Lady Death from the 90s. Of course, she's still around now, but I had this card, so I had to pick up this cover. So I'm like, I think my LCS threw it in for free because of the other books I picked up. And of course, when there's a Herbie book, I got to pick up a Herbie book. It's one of those weird Silver Age books make way for the Fat Fury Herbie, Laughs Unlimited, the Plump Lump, Yay Team, and Herbie and A Viking to Your Liking. Those just crack me up, dude. And I absolutely love it just because it's so obscure and not a whole lot of people collect it. And of course, Jeremy called me Herbie, and so
that's nice.
I got to pick up Herbie books. Very not politically correct at all whatsoever, but those are my issues for the week. So we'll go jump on to our Patreon. Last week, I made a mistake. I went to end the screen share, and I ended our broadcast. So there's no way for me to go back in to try to do the drawing for the Patreon book of the week or book of the month for December. And I'll go ahead. I'll screen share. Just I got to make sure I don't end the screen share.
Well, we went ahead and decided that I was the winner anyway, and they don't need to know what I got, so it's fine.
You were the winner last week or last for. I'm late on getting that out too. I got it here in a package, just waiting to get your address from the book you're sending me. So, so this is the book for December. This is the Red Sonja #1. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Oh yeah, I pre-ordered that.
So from Comic Mint, sorry, sold out. So it's a virgin cover. That's going to be the book that we're doing a drawing for tonight. It's not out yet, so as soon as I get it, it'll be going out to that person who wins tonight. Of course, the winners from last month were Joe and Comic Misexplained. So if their name comes up first, we'll roll again. And if they come up the second time, they'll be the winner of that book. I'm going back to this page. So here I have everybody in here: Bryden Jordan, Comics Explained, Matthew Sloan, Stephen, Ted, Joe. Since you still donating money, I'll go ahead and put your name in there. So we're going to, where is it? List randomizer. Oh no! What did I just do?
You put my name in there.
Oh no! I just messed it all up. Shoot.
Well, now you can put my name in there.
What I'm going to do right now, while I fix this, my mistake.
So I just want to tell everybody out there, thank you for again. I accept this month as well as the winner. It's been great. So maybe you should donate a little money. Maybe you'll win a little bit more. That's all I got to say.
We'll go with Drew. While I'm looking up and putting those names back in there, your shout outs or anything
we're not going to do Funkos.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, I'm eating a sandwich anyway, so give me a minute.
Forgot the Funkos. Ooh.
Hi.
Mike? Yes.
Please go. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting about you tonight. I apologize.
All right. I'm not going to do the whole Funko Mouth thing. Real quick.
You got you, Mike. That's what people. Thank you. People are expecting that.
Not a whole lot of news this week. I know we got the London Toy Fair upcoming, so I'm sure some more information will pour out of there. One big thing for me, anyway, that was announced, the specialty series for March is the blue metallic xenomorph from the Aliens 40th anniversary, and that thing looks amazing. I have already pre-ordered mine. Basically, since I got this one right here, the body's all metallic blue, and the top of the dome is actually see-through, where you could see its skull, just like in the original movie. So it's pretty badass looking. Can't wait to have that in my collection. We are also getting for the next Diamond collection, the pink Harley Quinn. You guys remember that one? From Lilo and Stitch, we're getting Stitch with a Valentine heart to get all your girlfriends, boyfriends, significant others. Found out that the Dawnbreaker Funko Pop, the Green Lantern Batman thingy, is going to be a Hot Topic exclusive. And a whole bunch of new Star Wars pops are coming. Princess Leia from the Ewok Village, where her hair is all braided and stuff. Darth Vader with Force Lightning. Emperor Emperor Palpatine with Force Lightning, Wicket, another Lando, and another Han Solo. And that is it. I did pick up a few Funko Pops this week. I am up to 1,020. This one came in the mail just the other day. I had it pre-ordered since December, and this is the Holiday Harley Quinn from, what is it, My Geek Box. So from the Bombshells line, she's all decked out in her holiday colors. So got that one. And I'm going to turn the camera because I don't want to bring these down. Let's see here. I finally completed my collection of Fan-Eye.
The Fan-Eye?
The Fan-Eye up there. So I got all those, the rainbow-colored Fan-Eye. They finally came in the mail. So, and that's all I got.
I didn't get any plastic this week. Drew, how about you? Any plastic or anything this week? Or mount one on your sandwich?
Sandwich time is over, guys.
Good.
Now it's time to talk about Lord Draken. Yeah. Shattered Grid, Power Rangers.
Did you get a Funko? Wait,
Oh,
hold
I
on.
did.
You got a Funko?
I did. Yeah. It's Power Rangers.
Give us
Lord
the line,
Draken.
buddy.
Lord Draken. Yeah. Power Rangers. Lord Draken. That's what I got.
How about you, Paul? Anything this week?
Yep, I
Funko
got
report?
one. I got one this week. It was the Walmart exclusive T-51 Power Armor from Fallout.
Oh, that's pretty badass. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I think it's already going for like $30. I think it might be kind of low distribution, but it's basically it's the same one. It's just got colors on it and stuff. So, but that was it for me.
Joe, how about you? Your sign
I
there.
think my wife picked some up, but I don't want to go upstairs and get them because I've been drinking. That's dangerous.
Yeah, you want to drink and walk. It's not very good for you.
No stairs. No stairs. No
No
stairs.
stairs.
Stay when
Bet
you
on
stay.
knees when you've been drinking, especially over 40.
Oh, he's better on his knees when he's been drinking.
Oh my goodness. We went there. Okay, I think I got it figured out now. Let me go back here.
And he ends the stream.
Hey, don't even joke around about that, man. I don't that's so okay, so roll one die. So we're gonna randomize it 4 times and that'll be the winner. We'll go right over
Why do
here.
we go through this? It's rigged. I'm gonna win. We already know. It's
1, 2, 3, 4.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Steven Ronda. He's the winner of that Red Sonja when that comes in. So
Who's that?
he is actually the owner of Rogue City Comics.
Ooh,
you don't need
he's
that,
a big
man.
winner.
so our comic books going to a comic book store.
No,
You know what?
he won our very first one. He actually has the book on display in his store, in his back room. You know, kind of you see through the back room. You see it up on the very top, that Baroness cover. So, let me turn my camera back.
Congratulations, man.
So we'll get that book to him as soon as it gets here. I do want to talk about the Patreon a little bit. So I watched Lawbusters say they have their monthly live stream. They're usually mainly a podcast. They had a monthly live stream. They started a Patreon as well, where they have these club membership cards where you can get. And I thought about doing the same thing. If you're able to run into Jared the Art Artist, he gives you a free print. If you show you're a member, he gives you a free print at a con. I thought about doing something like that. You know, give it to you. If you run into Mike at a con, he'll give you a handy behind a dumpster at the con. I don't know if that would work for anybody here. Maybe if that might encourage somebody to join Patreon.
Yeah, I'm cool with Mike doing it.
Mike has his own lotion. He makes it with him. Delicate, soft hands.
This episode of Blast It or Stash It is right.
So
I got a better idea, and I've been playing around with this, and we'll confirm it next week after we talk about it. But maybe instead of handies behind a dumpster, how would our audience, if you're a Patreon member, how would you like to come to a private meet and greet at a meetup location, a bar, where we will provide a few libations and you actually get to meet us privately, one-on-one. If that's something that you're interested in, by all means, give us a message because we're coming to C2E2. It looks like the entire panel is going to be coming.
If you pay extra, I won't show up.
What do you mean you won't show up?
If they pay extra, I won't show up.
What are you talking about?
That's a tier on Patreon, apparently. The No Drew show.
Yeah. They pay extra, I'll take the night off.
Okay, whatever. So we're going to do a meetup. So maybe you can come out with us. Maybe you want to have a drink, on us, being sponsors of our membership and helping support the channel. You should get exclusivity. So what do you think about that? Let us know.
I'll introduce you to my mom and stepdad. I was born and raised there.
Well, I'll go over to Mike's house.
Well, I'll go over to my mom's
hang out on the
house.
stoop.
Introduce me to your mom, and I'll become your stepdad.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I wouldn't do that to you, Drew. I love you too much.
So is your mom going to make it a nice
Mike,
home-cooked meal?
I'm open to being anybody's stepdad.
What'd you say, Dave?
I said, is your mom going to cook us a nice home-cooked meal? Maybe it can be like Blasted or Stash at Last Supper picture?
There is not that much room in their apartment to have even the 5 of us there.
Oh well, I tried. So
somewhere.
Definitely go check out our Patreon. Like I said, you can take a chance of winning stuff like the Red Sonja book that was out this month. For $1 a month, you can do that as well. We got our podcast up and rolling. I've been taking the audio from this live show and plugging it into the podcast as well. Plus, we have some other stuff that I've been kind of working on. Been going to be talking to the guys after the show tonight. Maybe doing some extra stuff over there. Maybe it's just Patreon exclusive at first. Then you get that membership stuff. But definitely go check us out there. All the links and stuff are down below in the description of this show. So I think we're going to go on and wrap it up. Now we'll do our shout-outs if Drew has a shout-out.
Yeah, I got a lot of shout-outs. A lot of people coming through the chat tonight I have not seen before. We got Comic Girl Ava. You know she's local to you. But I've never seen her before. What's going on, girl? Thanks for stopping by. We got Soldier Only stopping through the live chat. I've been loving his content so far. Sleepy Reader 666 stopping through. Haven't seen him in a while. Barbarian Kung Fu is in the chat. Jock Yo is here all night long. Double S, my nephew, been stopping through. Comic Core shared us up. We got a lot of great viewers through them tonight. So shout out to all the guys on the Comic Core. Shout out to Francesco Mattina and his swiping ways. He's going to go away now. You're not going to see his work on a lot of books because he's a thief and a plagiarist. So
we talking about Mattina?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much called that when all of his Batman covers started to look alike. But, that's just me. So shout out to Matina, and hope you find work doing something else. You seem like a nice guy. Thought maybe you can rip somebody else off in some other industry. Other than that, have a great day.
Ouch. Paul, how about you? Last minute shout outs.
As always, shout out to everybody in the chat. And like Drew said, a lot of new people in here. It's nice to see. Shout out to the Comic Core for getting the word out, and we'll see y'all next week.
Joe?
Yeah.
Shout outs? You look confused or drunk, one of the two, or it might be both. Who knows?
No, I'm just kidding. Hey, guys, thanks, everybody, for coming out. I would go down the list, but there were so many tonight. Thank you for all the new people that have stopped by. Definitely check out our Patreon, see if that's something that you're interested in. We give away the best prizes when it comes to comic books on our Patreon. Thank you to Comic Core, All About Comics, our Bake the Snake, Soldier Only, Ava. Hey, just everybody. Thank you for swinging by. Help support the channel. If you got some suggestions for us, we're willing to listen. Also, if you're a new YouTuber out there, definitely put up a video and let us know so we can kind of help support that. I like what All About Comics has been doing. I entered his little contest lately. I didn't even do it to really win, but he's doing this thing where you do 5 Instagrammers, 5 YouTubers, under 500 subscribers and kind of help promote those channels a little bit. It kind of helps bring around some of that comic love. So definitely let us know if you do that. We're happy to help support that as well. And I love you all.
Well, I think we like you quite a bit, but love is a
That's more than I do.
Oh, Mike, shout outs for you.
Yeah, shout outs to Comics with Bueller. He's going through some stuff right now. Most of you know what that is. I don't have to go into detail about it, but yeah, shout out to this War of the Realms calendar that SS Comic Reader will never have. And like everybody else said, all these new people, it was just amazing tonight. So,
yes, shout out to Comic Girl Ava for stopping by. I've been kind of talking a little bit more at Rogue City, getting to know her and her husband a little bit. They're pretty cool people. So thanks for stopping by tonight. Definitely appreciate that. Comic Misexplained, I need to get your address for the month prior package to send out to you. So I need to get that from you so I can get that sent out. I thought I had it, but I don't. So I thought I'd wait till tonight and get a hold of you. If you're still in the chat, that is. I'm not sure if you are, but definitely shout out. Go sub up all these other channels, like what Joe was saying. These other smaller channels, go sub them up. Go get a wide variety of shows to watch. I mean, there are so many different channels on YouTube to watch. I mean, Comic Core, Bueller, New York Warriors,
comics with cold ones.
Comics with cold ones. So there are quite a few different channels you can get out there and watch and get your opinion on their opinion and stuff on books and news and all that stuff. So we definitely appreciate you guys for stopping by here and hanging out with us tonight on the Sunday night. So that's it. Whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Tom Tatum!
I was wondering when that was going to come in.
Yeah.